Good evening, viewers. This is BVI Channel 1. We are live again on Matters Arising. It's my pleasure to be back again to bring you one of the most engaging discussions on the internet regarding advocacy for good governance. And joining me tonight in discussion of what Soludo said in Asaba yesterday during the Delta State Economic Summit, where he said something a lot of people considered lie and political at the same time. We're going to dissect it, and joining me tonight on this live will be Ndubisi Anenugu, who is also an economist like Soludo. I call him village economist versus the professor economist, the governor of Anambra State. A lot of things are going to be dissected on this program, so you keep an open mind. If you want to join in this conversation, you can simply click on the go to the description and click on the Zoom. We are going to be putting our Zoom open there, but we are going to be screening those who are going to be joining us because of there are kind of things that are unacceptable, which we will not like to have it right here. So let us quickly play out the video of Chalen Wamba and that summit at Delta State. Then when I come in, I'll bring in Ndubisi Anenu. Sorry about there is a glitch in the network, but I hope I'm going to fix it before the end of this program. So let us watch what Soludo said before we now bring in our guest, who is also part of GGM family. Stay tuned.
I'm sorry I came in about 15 minutes late because I was stuck in traffic at Onitsha. Today is a Monday. And to have a traffic at Onitsha on a Monday, the Monday sit at home is over. And I am here in solidarity with you, in solidarity with my rich neighbor, Delta State. You are the governor, a friend in whom I am well pleased. Any day, anytime. I had to move my executive council meeting today. We'll move it probably tomorrow or next. But this is very important, and I am very, very delighted to be here. Is listening to the Honorable Minister of Finance and listening to our keynote speaker, one key message that was given is that from a macroeconomic standpoint, Nigeria has stabilized and on the rise. And that leads me to a point that you made, Mr. Governor. You and I are on the same page. I haven't borrowed a dime since I became governor. But I will hesitate to make the other one that you added, which is that you will never. Because if you look at what you just said, I mean the title of this conference, Unlocking the Opportunities. Nigeria has a paradox, which this macroeconomic stability that has been achieved is something to celebrate, because we have to realize where we are coming from. When I became governor, I pulled Anambra State out of an ongoing World Bank loan, NG Cares. And Anambra was the only state that pulled out. Why? Because the macro fundamentals, the foreign exchange, the exchange rate distortions were such that I told the World Bank that even at zero interest, it was still the most expensive fund in the world, given what I knew was going to be inevitable, an exchange rate realignment much later. If you were giving me money and I change it at 460 Naira to the dollar today, when I know that tomorrow it will be over 1,000, even if you lend it to me at zero, the effective interest rate in it is over 100%. And so that's why Anambra pulled out. Today, that has changed. And therefore, breaking the paradoxes of Nigerian economy. We are a capital scarce economy, but which prior to 2023 was having a massive capital flight. Double jeopardy. You have capital scarcity, but also losing capital in droves. Today is being reversed. You now have net foreign exchange reserves of about a little over 40 billion and gross reserves of about $52 billion, rising from 3 billion as at 2023. Rising from 3 billion as at 2023. So, and the exchange rate has become stable, more stable, predictable to a large extent, and therefore Delta and Nigerian economy and subnationals will require foreign capital. Be there Africa, be there from anywhere, will require foreign capital. And the environment, the macroeconomic environment is more conducive to that. So I wouldn't make that kind of strong, I wouldn't, maybe Delta, or you are my rich neighbor, you have a lot of oil money and so on. So you can, Delta can afford it. I'm not sure how many others can afford to do that. I'm sorry, I can't.
All right, that is it from Soludo, and you've heard what he said regarding the macro economy of Nigeria. First of all, he started with something I considered a big lie, which happened on Monday. Okay, when he went to Asaba, claiming that he was held in traffic. Okay, but before I dive into that, I just hope that the people who are watching, please, there could be some, glitches. We learned that from INEC. There could be some glitches. Would admonish you to stay tuned and stay put while we hope that the network will get better and smoother. All right. If you are not getting it smooth on BVI Channel 1 main platform, you can go on our Facebook. I think that one is streaming better. Okay, just search BVI Channel 1. You'll be able to connect with us. That's why we have these different platforms, so that we'll be able to give you opportunities to be part of this program. So if any one of the network where your watching platform is having a kind of slow in buffering and all that, just search BVI Channel 1 on Facebook and you connect with us live there. We are streaming live. Then also you can connect with us on our second YouTube channel on YouTube, which is BVI Channel 1 Plus. BVI Channel 1 Plus, PLUS. You'll be able to also join what we're doing. Ultimately, if you want to join in this conversation through Zoom, we have it on the link on the description. Go to the description, you will see the link there. Click on it, we will accept you to join this conversation. We're talking about the Soludo's comments, beginning from Anambra State sit at home and the economic policies of Tinubu. Is he political with the truth, or he's just a blatant daylight lie? All of that we're going to find out from the village economist himself. NBC, if you are there, you can come up and let us fire on, because it's already late. He's there. NBC, good evening to you. You can unmute yourself and let the world see the village economist himself. Hello. Good evening to you. Ambassador General. Yeah. All right, Andy, let's have your opinion, beginning with something that is quite. You're living in Anambra State as we do, but many people who may be watching may not be staying in Anambra State. What is the what? How do you assess the first statement by Soludo, giving an excuse of his coming late to the program? He was supposed to be a keynote speaker. Next door neighbor, you went late and you told them it's as a result of gridlock anywhere in Onitsha that kept you to come late to your function. You are supposed to be there on time, claiming that it is a sign. In fact, you gave it to yourself as an accolade that you turned around the whole thing and gave yourself accolade for coming late in the name of stopping sit at home. Let's have your own opinion on that before we now go into the core issues of economics.
tell his colleagues across Nigeria, across the world, that he has visited this asset, something that has existed for 5 years. And right now, we have to get that this in and people are down the community. That's what we're trying to project. The political way, APC, and that. And then the investors, we wanted to inform them that I'm not that safety in this again. But to this, I won't say that thing. Because, see, the investors, we don't need to convince investors. We don't need to use this mark. Or maybe we need to pronounce this back to the how is government this government is high. No, investors just like these now actual oil mana ọkùnrin àánú ló ń ṣe èso láti àwùjọ tí náà sọ ọ̀dà àpapọ̀ èso náà sọ àti ìdíje ìgbéyìí unlike other civilizations láti ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀fọ́ ọ̀kà water so we don't need to just the opposite the public now it's natural he will go there and the thing they don't have to go there as a finance so that is the way of the investor it is great enabling environment. The environment is we have policies that will encourage investors to come. Again, if you have a system that will encourage, you use traditional policy to encourage and discourage. And of course, security. One last security. My neighbor was here, where I live in Aka, was kidnapped somewhere along the Banana. And she stayed in the forest for 4 to 5 days without anybody's intervention and immediately from personal side. She had all the fault, nobody did until something was faced. And the person said, "We don't believe that." Even though they say something like that happened before everything, because you check numbers, they say, "Okay, this and that, they are coming, they are coming, they are coming." The only point I'm making is that the market is using this as well to project, to tell the world that there is this banana plantation. I won't go around. That's my submission of that. Thank you.
Okay, Ndubisi, Ikugo Koragenon on that, and no. It's not even what we wanted to hear from you. We want to know you. You have answered like an economist, and I will answer as an advocate for good governance, because we cannot sell bad. We cannot sell good market with lies. You cannot sell good market. All about the problem I'm going to Igbo. You see, I was in a TV shop where they went to repair my TV today. I had an encounter, terrible one. And this is a vendor that sells Tokumbo TVs, Belgium TVs. And his TVs has always been very good, you know. I buy from them all the studio we furnished and all the office TVs and all of those things. I bought at least or not less than 10 TVs from him. So I had a kind of trust that he will be selling something worth it. Then there is this particular one that I bought is a smart TV, but unfortunately, I came to realize that most of those TVs are expired smart TV, and many people don't know about it. But people will go and get those things as a TV, good one, quality one, very beautiful. If you are looking at it, they will be playing it. It will be very shiny. Then you now sell it at a very high price, knowing fully well that the main function that is being called a smart TV have expired and you cannot update it. Selling good product with a lie. And since afterwards I discovered it, I felt so disappointed that I vowed I will never go back to that shop again. Now, bringing it to what Soludo did, selling good product with a lie. When the people who you are selling it to finally discover that you sold them a lie, maybe once somebody comes to Onitsha and is disappointed, maybe came to Onitsha on Mondays believing that everywhere will be bubbling, spent all the money and all of that, risk himself at some point to come to Onitsha on Monday. I'm not saying that Monday start home have not stopped, but it's not like it has really bounced back like it should be. A lot of people are yet to open their shops. In fact, many of them come to their shops by 11 and close before 2. You will see Ndomo Boy on the street now, ball. Many shops are still closed. But gradually, things will open up gradually. We believe and we hope so. But not selling that lie in order to score some cheap political or economic point, which doesn't make sense. Because tomorrow, when the people or investors come in to do the business and they found out that no, nah, your book with this man who could call the care, they will lose confidence and trust in you. Tomorrow, when they are coming back, they are not coming back again. They will look for another place. That is why I have to call it out. So I'm not here to be politically correct or try to paint things or smoothing it in a more academic. I am rebel to do academic section. We are here to tell the people the truth. If it is not the truth, forget about it. And that is where we stand. Now, apart from that, now let us now move into the other one, which is your call Fairfield. He said that the economy of Nigeria have been stabilized. The macro economy of Nigeria have been stabilized. I wanted to drag him because I thought he was talking about micro. But later I discovered that it was actually macro that he talked about. But even at that, you as an economist, how do you evaluate that? Guys, another big lie. That is what we want to find out from the village economist. Bring it down, break it down, break it down. Truth is also constant. Truth is. Excuse me. Excuse me, before you continue, I want to say this. We're talking about truth. Even truth is my own field. That is the currency we trade on this platform. Undiluted. All the diluted, it is not coming from here. So let us address that very quickly. See, if it is not the truth and nothing but the truth, we are not trading with it. Now, when you okay, go on. Continue.
want to macro stability. Okay, just use this platform to say one of this is about macro stability. Overall class, discussion. Now, Asian and macro economic growth. Every section in our target was actually full employment. That is their target. They are working towards full employment. What is full employment? Economic system. Really someone doing this job. You know, you can always say that. If you don't know how to imagine that, you go to the national administration, you connect yourself another place. Like then I when I was in the banking industry, I could remember taking pressure from me. You know, if you are using here, you are no longer comfortable with this here. Maybe the work environment is not controlled by you, or maybe it's fail, or maybe promotion that is effective. What we see is to start sending activities to other banks. There are so many times that can invite you for an interview as long as you have consistent steps. We all value to add. You know, so we have high job mobility. So in this case, macro economic growth, full employment, people can easily secure jobs. The unemployment rate is below 5%, which is pretty straight rate accepted in world standard. You know, below 5%. Now you ask yourself, first, question number one, how many Nigerians are out of school have graduated that are having a job but there is no job anywhere? Of course, I can't example, but the last time somebody is saying 46 million Nigerians are looking for jobs but can't find jobs anywhere. People are browsing. People are even looking for research. People are looking for jobs here and there, but opportunities are not there. I'm talking of one of macro economic growth, which is being employment. You can't say that Nigeria has stabilized. Now, the second one is economic growth. And what is economic growth? Economic growth when different regimes and services measure that GDP grows related product. This includes and service production, service, you know. Then you have to cover price stability and you have to find out exchange rate stability. I think the parameters that Soludo is looking at. Price stability. And what is price stability? You know, the price stability is like in the market now, like cement. Cement is today. So I bought cement last day like 12,500. Now this today, I wanted to save another 20,000. That is 3 to 12,900. That is additional 400. Please, are you here?
Of course. Why not? Fire on. We are here. Of course. Although you are teaching it to us like we are in the classroom. Go on.
The Nigerian economy has stabilized
Mm.
based on macroeconomic indices of price stability. That price, at least for the past 1 year, prices, market prices have remained at least increasing trade too. It's not like it remains constant, but there is a certain trade rate that is allowed. Like 5% increase goes down, 5% is allowed. So what you're saying is that that is that basically in the last 1 year that prices of goods have not exaggerated, like not skyrocketed to the high number that is making that rate good. Then, coming to exchange rate, dollar, naira to dollar. Now, we know that in the last 6 months, exchange rate has been remained within between 1,359 to 1,410 naira. Within that range, it has not gone up to 1,500 naira or 1,600 naira. So, meaning that importers can plan or manufacturers can plan, they can look at the exchange rate and it has stabilized. So, maybe this I want to know is looking at. But on full employment, no way. You can't say that microeconomics can stabilize them. On price, on economic risk, you can't say that microeconomics can stabilize. So that is my breakdown. But coming to split economy, as in the way people are seeing it, people are seeing to see their living standard, their standard of living increase. To see the prices of goods purchasing power, typically purchasing power. What can that money have to buy in the market? This is the one the other people are looking at. So long as they are not, their life is not better off, house rent is increasing in high level. Cost of Medicare, good things, good to hospital, the life, the quality of life. As long as that rent is not under control, they don't know what they're talking. As long as the cost of transportation, and all these things are measured under their purchasing power. So if the purchasing power is not increased, rather it is increasing, like the policy is a really administrational government policy to receive people purchasing power. That is why when we say that it's increasing minimum from 30,000 naira or 35,000 naira to 70,000 naira. People like this, and a lot of people know not at all. As a result, the speed to the highest level. That is guys are difficult. Now, if you increase minimum, but most of them, this is so many things. Once the operation and the price of fuel, everything will hell right. Because they want to price control for us. We don't have for price control for us. Like we have in 1967. 19,000 is the price of food items in the market. Like this is the stock market.
Mm.
Now, my dear professor, people of information is financial. I will do respect. I disagree with when you talk about stability. I can always say that people in government are how disconnected from the ordinary people of the state. The gap between those people in government and those people on the state are not being right. Yeah, the distance to the people there that they are. Those guys still on their own sense. Or maybe it's later to do that side, and life. That's life. They don't feel what the ordinary people are feeling. And these are the people I represent. And this is why they become into this economy. Because I always get angry when they speak in platform or this conference call or like seminar appreciated. You know, I always feel agree. It's not like me, I'm a poor man. No, I'm not rich, I'm not poor, but I'm contented with all I have. But most times, I think for public interest. Any place I write, even when I want to write, I say I write for public interest. I know the difference between personal interest and public interest. But God wires me that way to speak for the whole country. For people who cannot speak. Because I know a lot of people, if you want to bring this on a percentage, like 100%, 90% of our people are uninformed. Not informed, politically uninformed, economically uninformed. They don't really know what is governance. They've not really connected to the life. From their back, we struggle all the way. So I want to disagree with Soludo because when we are talking about stability, there are certain things are expected in somebody that is somebody that is granted. There are things that are expected to do, like this one I mentioned. There is nothing wrong with the market price of all basic food items. There is nothing wrong doing a cost of electricity to build a house. You want to do the things that contribute or add up to building a house. And as a government, we should sit down like this and say, how would I motivate a government? How would I bring down the cost of building a house? Is there any way of doing my control? Or is it the fact that the executive, federal government has their own vision, these are outside of my control. But which ones are within my control? You can start. Maybe stand on interstand. Ebana Pataja. Oh, the federal government are not the party and it's but I say to the start that is what I mean.
Mm.
Now, 70,000, 100,000. It's already 50,000, 70,000. You can begin to look at them with the transmission, the contractor, and the area that operate. Those ones within their control, you can talk to the president. Since all of you are progressive, you work together. These are areas we talk to work. These are areas that have direct impact on the people. If you cannot be difficult, then you need to housing. Because saving about to reach their own house. You can't be paying somebody 70,000 naira. That is 840,000. And then the cost of house rent flat. Or maybe monthly two-bedroom flat here in Malta. You can't get anything below 500,000 right here. The cell phone is above 500,000 in Malta. So the government will think about the people because we are talking about the practical economic policy that will affect the life of the ordinary people, that will better their living standards. This is our interest. This is really economic growth. But we are not looking at reserves, Nigerian reserves, internal reserves. We have reserves, and our reserve increased from $8 billion to $50 billion over the last 30 years. And you want me to plan for you? Or somebody says, the second one says, I have not given a dime. You want me to plan for you? My dear, I cannot plan for my dear government for not saying something that he has not given a dime. In fact, I just feel sorry for our people. When it settled in the class of Prof. Soludo, saying that he has done good. But you have many things you can do with money to start the economic activity. Do you know you can partner in office for 2 weeks. I come back because I come back. I think people have tried it. I think that is why I feel economists about the perception because with to him, we don't think to don't think they realize. But to me, not. No, this is one way. But I have to be thinking about the business. That chief of matter like disease, I know it's visited about business years ago from that event. So I'm confident to reach to that business. Today, that business has to fair. I'm not about conservation. It says none has to fair about five directly or indirectly. Just to make the fact that the government through the grant, people that can understand again, all those government, because government is after God is government, after God is the government. Move that happens from location 1 to location 2. That this is 5,000 also. It depends there on that percent. So, from a contract to this year to play international market.
Mm. Of course, we are there. We are there. The law on in coma, on an intensive care unit.
One, I was reading something. One comprehensive college in Nigeria. Comprehensive. Sorry, you not the one but that's over my elbow from.
All right. While we yeah, of course. Although we can see you partially, you can be talking, but it's so that other people can come in.
Comprehensive college. Progressive, because I always make reference to progressive and everything. Remember this, the topic I am not discussing is that Asaba summit. I want to know the projected. I got excited.
Mm.
And I think the policy, who created it, also this is not at all. And I use example to counter what we are just we are projected. And I think I was reading something to say comprehensive policy budget. You know, budget is just a financial plan that estimates expected income and expenditure over a period of time. So it's just a financial plan budget. So budget of 2020 provided for 1.08 trillion naira for 2,791 projects, capital projects, under just a school, comprehensive college to unit.
Then this school ga-eji ihe a provide under them wee execute contract ụzọ construct ụzọ ịlụ solar project across Nigeria, not just Oji River, not Oji, not Anambra, not Enugu, but across Anambra State. If we house for that budget, then how do you tell me that we are progressive and that we are working together? There are so many instances, but let me stop here for now so as to give others opportunity to air their views. Uche onye adịghị njọ. Ịghọtago? Soludo
Mm.
spoke like a politician, like a governor. I speak like a village economist.
All right, thank
Thank
you
you,
very much,
Chinedu.
Ndubisi Mekwele. Equally, now you've lectured us. We now have to go into conversation so that everybody can discuss. Yeah, lecture go and I think while you were speaking, your mic was low, but I believe people will understand what you are saying. But now all my the mic. Now it's not rigging because you may think these people have come after you so that they will not hear your voice. But I'm telling you this that is all
No, Chinedu, I'll give a ring. He like my voice at this platform.
Hey, I understand perfectly well, but we are still in the conversation, and I really apologize to those who are watching, because people want to hear your own point of view, the village economist point of view, because all the very important, all the very important, so that people will actually follow into what we are saying, all the very crucial. All right, now that we have established that, we are opening up the conversation in the on the yeah. So you can put on your camera and also put on your mic. We have a couple of people who are already seated here. We have I think Comrade Obi, Captain is here. Henry is also here. Ike is here. Thank you all for joining. Amarom, woman leader, Onu Ogene, Sister Nkiru. I think she's here too, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know if you want to speak, you can raise your hand and unmute yourself so that we'll get on with the conversation very quickly because I am out of time. You know, we started this conversation quite late. So who is first to go in this conversation? Then on the cholo, if you want to speak, if you want to join in the conversation through call, the numbers to call, although by next time I'm coming live, I should be able to put the numbers on the screen, but it's also always popping up right here. Like this is the number 081045455533. You can call the numbers to make your own submission with respect to what we're talking about. The lines are open now, and also the conversation is open. Can I know from other people? Who is coming up? Henry. Fine, let me start from Henry. Henry, you can unmute yourself. You can also put on your camera if you are free to do so. So that if you are hearing me, I believe you are hearing me, so that we can get on with this. Henry, are you there?
Hello, Mr. Soludo, good evening. Can someone just take up my position? I'll come back shortly, please.
Okay, let me bring in Nkiru. Nkiru is ever ready. I trust the woman leader. Nkiru, you can unmute yourself and then come live. Let us have this conversation together. I know Nugi. Unmute. Okay, Nkiru is not coming on. Ike, go on. You can unmute yourself. You can unmute yourself and put on your camera. Yeah, go on.
So, Chinedu and the Ndubisi. Hello?
All right, go on.
Hello?
Good evening, sir. Go on. Fire on.
Good evening, Kekunume. Anyway, I watched your clip yesterday. I forgot about the stuff that's going on. I couldn't hear him, so I said let me log in when he was talking. I know that you guys were talking about, I think, about the economics part of Anambra State and stuff like that. I wanted to ask a question. I thought Soludo, during his first inauguration, that he said that he will be publishing all the expenditure, the income, and all that. I thought, does he do that? I don't know. I'm just asking a question. Does he do that?
To be honest with you, I have not seen one.
No.
He might be.
No, he doesn't do that. He doesn't do that.
Is it not what he promised that he's going to be doing if I recall, during his first inauguration?
Yes, that is what he promised. He promised so many things.
So, I probably, if Soludo is watching this, I hope his people are watching this. Personally, I expected so much from Soludo. I was one of the people from here. I promised my people, if you ever vote for Soludo, I will do this, I will do this. We did a lot of things to make sure that Soludo become the governor in our own capacity. Because he was promising to carry on based on what P2B did. And I remember saying that if he can do 50% of what P2B did, Anambra State will move in a better direction compared to previous 8 years that Widow Biano did. But unfortunately, trusting politicians is a very difficult thing to do. But I'm so disappointed in terms of a professor and a world-renowned economics professor, what he have done in Anambra State. I'm disappointed. But my own thing is this. The people of Anambra State will not remember what Soludo talk about P2B or talk about Willie Obiano or talk about other aspect of governance. But what we're going to remember him with is the legacy he left in Anambra State. As far as I'm concerned, I think he's a failed governor. He failed woefully. He didn't even get up to 50%. If I'm giving 100%, and I'm gonna give him 50%. It's not even up to 50% because the fundamental question is that what he have done so far, have he moved Anambra State better than where Willie Obiano left Anambra State? But I think the Anambra people need to hold him accountable. Really seriously hold him accountable. Forget about the shenanigan about talking about where Anambra people will vote. I think that one is a big noise. You don't tell people who to vote for or where to vote or what to do. It's between the person when he or she get there, you have to decide the lime or mebawa. But Ndubisi and Chinedu, the biggest thing you guys need to talk about. What I want you to really do expose on what Soludo have done first 4 years and now in second 4 years. Tell us what we that live in diaspora want to know. We in diaspora want to know what he have done. And we want you to really, really be truthful about what he have done. Let's analyze what he have done and see what if he made up what we expected of him.
Okay, I think from my own point of view,
Hello.
Nkiru
Hello.
Kachalo, Nkiru, hang on. From my own point of view, our own take is not about what Soludo has done or what he has not done, because we are not his image maker or his employee that will be marketing him. We are here to scrutinize what he said he will do that he has not done, the things that he is doing that he's not doing well. But if there is anyone that he does well, we'll also applaud him. Where he is not doing well, we call him out. Not just Soludo or any particular person, but we are here to advocate for good governance, because our people deserves nothing but at least the best. So when we bring in is maybe image maker, commissioner of information, and the rest of them, they can start telling the people what they have done. But the people who are on ground can also affirm whether or not they have done those things they claim they did. Nkiru, what is your take? Kehi Choriku, fire on.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, go on.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Wherever you are hearing my voice. My name is Nkiru. Let me pick up from what our brother Mazen Dubisi said. Much is given is much is expected. Our able first-class economist governor, our professor, Okamuta. Abịa n'ihe that very thing Dubisi kwuru now, I supported him 100%. Reason, you are telling us that you cannot borrow money. You cannot borrow money to establish something. In what aspects? Now, Abundi Melo, those people that did that economists or what? You borrow money and you will get something from that money you borrowed from central bank or you borrowed from anywhere. That interest, you will get it. Even banks, even business people, they lend loan from the bank. And they know the reason, they know the purpose of lending money from the bank. Onwere onye nọ n'ụwa ga-asị gị businessman na-eme ọfụma ga-ebi ego.
Eziokwu.
Ị ga-ebi ego tinye n'ihe. Debe ị ga-agbazi ọsọ bụ ọ ibie ishia the money ka ọ nọ ibie were emepụta ihe. Onwere ihe dị ka interest na mgbe ọ ga-asabisi interest akarịa. Ihe a bụ ezigbote aghọtara m, ihe a bụ ezigbote asị. The only thing bụ na nyanwa na onwe ya bụ eze onye agwana ma ọ na-eme ihe otu o si chọọ. Maka na ọ gwabụla anyị na Anambra ga-abụ Dubai Taiwan. Mana ọkwa ọ bụ na o borola ego ọ lụọ data Anambra will be the best like Abia. You borrow money, you build structure for people, then in energy all the markets anya or dị na ife kwesịrị ka mmadụ n'anya. It will look fine. You will compare Anambra State market with other. Because I could remember that time ọ na-eme ya ngeli ya anya n'okpoko. Ọ sị na anwụ na-achasị ndị mmadụ na-abịa. Ive a na otu a ive a na-eme. That we turn everything, we change people na-akọli ya aka. In that aspect, enyekwa m ya 0. Enyezadị m ya 2%. Maka na ọ bụrụ onye amara something economist, a na-ekwu mana nyanwa being first class governor, professor for that matter. So yeah, Maazị Ndubuisi kwuru. Ekwetekwa ya na ọ mara ihe o mere nye ọ dala aka ya ebe a. Ị ga-eboro ego. Ị ga-attract investors. Ị ga-etinye na farming. Ị ga-edozi afịa. Na ka ị na-etinye ka ndị mmadụ ga-eji obiọma na-akwụkwa all the levies and taxes. By then, Chinefe Anambra na-ama mma. Always so many things gbasa because afịa na-enye ego. Ọrụ ugbo na-enye ego. You borrow, you support people. By then, government will be getting their own interest. Will be getting interest. They will use to service all their money, all the loans they borrowed. So all that like here for me. Ọ bụrụ ya okwu ka anyị ma watch ya n'okpoko na campaign. Though Hannah Abuelo, they will defend that. Don't mind my manifesto. Don't mind what I preach during campaign. They will deny because most of the politicians are all denier. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Augustina said is asking a question: why would we be borrowing? And truly, we shouldn't borrow. Okay, we shouldn't borrow a dime. All right, because we have.
Let me say now because
Hello.
All right, go on.
Thanks for having me. Let me just based on what our sister just sent now, I think it's very wrong for us to think that no borrowing is a good development metric. I want to tell us that borrowing is not a bad omen. It's only when you borrow for consumption that it's become an issue. America is more than 100% of their GDP on borrowing. Japan is almost like 200% of their GDP borrowed. But what they were able to have treasury bills. Most of the treasury bills in the US are owned by the Japanese. So they have, as they are borrowing those money, you could see where the money is going to. But in our own case, African leaders are borrowing. You don't even see what they are doing. You are not seeing the money. You can't trace the money to anywhere.
They borrow to squander.
They borrow for consumption. Why people borrow for production? That's the basic difference. So coming to the brand Soludo, Chalenga Mbafo, I think the story of Soludo in Anambra will leave a lot of, we mean different to different people. He held so much promise, and he equally on his own volition, his own accord, promised so much. Nobody put gun on his head to promise, make all those promises he made. So, and most of those promises are tailored on 5 buckets, which is security, economy, agriculture, environment, so to speak. In a nutshell, most of the core of his performance is domiciled around road construction. From my own last calculation, Soludo has awarded over 840 kilometers of road. He has asphalted like around 650, remaining about 2 something. On that metric, you could see that he has shown something. What he did is somewhat a little bit unprecedented. But it's not just enough to use road to quantify what he has done, because what you have to do is to hold our leaders to account. If you want to hold Soludo to account of based on what he promised, you could see that his performance so far has been marginal. And I can tell you, one of the greatest uh, um, uh, low point of Soludo's administration is what is becoming a new law for our people: mediocrity in project execution. I can tell you, even the road, so-called roads that Soludo is now his what do I call it, is more action points. Most of the roads he has commissioned and even flagged off, and we celebrated over the years, are different stages of collapse. If you can't even go to Bodupu Road now. Recently, I spoke with the commissioner of this thing, SOB works. They are spending 1 billion naira to recover Sakomori. That Boko, this thing. This was a road they did, and they even guaranteed 20 years. Under 2 years, that road has failed. If you travel around Anambra, if you go to Niger Street, Fege, go to Port Harcourt Road on the Shah, that's the first set of road he awarded within the first 7 to 8 months of the process. They are all in different stages of dilapidation. So you could see that it's not just enough their execution, but how is he able to do it? From what the fellas I'm having, not only he's using poor contractors, they are not getting the supervision well. The execution is nothing to write them about. And when you even try to make effort to bring to notice some of these things, some of them see you as the enemy. So it's a very unfortunate something. So if you now want to scale him based on agriculture, I think that one is a near what I would call a near miss. There's no agricultural policy in Anambra that I will speak, and it's very
At all.
unfortunate.
Very
If
bad.
you go to housing, the same sub stories. Virtually every facet of our life, Soludo has not been able to match words with
With
action.
action.
All those things he promised, we are not seeing it, and people are beginning to wonder: does he even want it? That you now promise, and at the end of the day, because what we are hearing now is that from Dubai, Taiwan, now they are saying they are laying foundation, but we were all an umbrella. We know during the campaigns you promised Dubai, Taiwan. I said we do this, we do that. Even most of the flagship projects he announced, like the Oka 10-story hotel, the Anambra State Master Plan. There they will demolish 5,000 houses. The Mandira, Canada, they have done this, they have done that. The what we are now being fed with is now a misuse industrial city. You are doing industrial city, first thing you did was to go and syndicate an airport project in your backyard. So you could see the clannishness and deceit in project execution. If we are doing AMIC, and I said Anambra Miss Industrial City, why must you start with an Erythropolis in Indikeliong? You should be able to syndicate, establish all those the pharmaceutical hub and other hub. It's only when those things are around, then the airport, not even an airport, because you don't need a second airport. What you need is an airstrip that will serve that economic zone, because it's going to be a free trade zone. So, my brother, if you look at what is happening in Anambra, Toledo is not, his performance is marginal. He's not a complete failure, but when you talk about expectation matrix, it's a near zero. You can't even scale him. He's not even up to 40%. If you want to hold him on account of what he promised and what he's delivering, it's very shocking. And from the way it is, I don't even know if the Anambra will ever have the presence of mind to trust anybody that calls himself a professor, because Soludo has really messed up the expectation and the hope of the people with what we are seeing so far. In fact, let me give others time to contribute. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Augustina, do you want to say anything so that we can bring you on? We have about 5 minutes to wrap it up for tonight. I think we didn't really start on time, but we can achieve a lot. So okay, from Augustina, you dropped a note. You said the high taxes. You're asking, did P2B borrow? You said the high taxes in the solution tenor is no go area. Go to relief auditor and ask the maximum rate they are paying. Soludo made mention of if
Hello.
taxes. All right. Okay.
Hello.
Augustina,
You can talk.
you can talk. Okay, because we are reading your comment. Go on.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, ma.
Yeah, good evening, Augustina, sister.
Chinedu ekenekwe m unu ndị niile biko no. I just want to. I always like joining all this your program. But talking to Soludo, Soludo is a failed governor. I don't know if there is anything he have done that is like the first person that have spoke when I enter was asking whether is there anything he has achieved higher than that of what Obiano left before. So in the case of Soludo, I'm telling myself I have wanted to. If there is any means of writing him, I would have done it long ago. There is some video I make when I came back last year. Our express from Opiweka to Head Bridge. If you supervise that road very well, you will not believe that it is a highway road that was built like that. There is to an extent you will reach, you see that the gutter stopped one place. I videoed that place. There's the water is just there, have turned green, and nowhere that water is moving. There's no soccer pits, nothing. When I was there, I was just lamenting. I said, this is a man who called himself, who can come online shamelessly talking about P2B, betraying his brother. My mother has a shop in Relief Market. That's why I'm using a Relief Market and I know what the people, since this man entered, some people have lost their shops not there because of the type of people Soludo puts in the offices. They revoke your shop, they sell it, the poor people there have lost their shops. Taxes. We are paying up to triple than what we have been paying in that place. And some money is being extorted from people. After paying the what they call themselves, is it don't matter what they are calling themselves, they will give you another file, you will go to pay for Anambra State again. And from Oga, I came home, the road, Soludo, I saw what it means to build a road in Anambra State. And I started making some inquiries because in our own house, some of the workers of the road were living there. I went one day and they started interviewing them. I said, this road from Oga Junction, old Okigwe Road, that's Nigeria have divided it about, many companies have done that road, who did since more than 3 years, from Oba to somewhere else, stopped, and the different system. This one will do their own. They will stop for 2 years. Another person will start from another place, reach to. I don't think as of now they have reached to Unubi, and it's not what the people that started from Oba did. It's the one that started from Unewi is doing, and the one that started from Oga, they cut even the road have not reached to Ulubi, but they cut it again, started from Oga Junction, going towards Akokwa. This road that is going from Oga Junction to Akokwa stopped before we call it Afoka, after area command, it stopped. When I was coming home, I'm telling you, they have graded this road to the high. I was happy seeing this road they are grading and losing another one part. Within a twinkle of 3 days, they placed the grade, they rovist it any longer. And what they are doing is that immediately they do it, they will crush everything again and resell every material there. People will come in the evening, this you see them, and they will trip everything. After tripping it to today, within 3 days, you will see all those things they tripped. They have sell it to people,
Okay.
and you will see. So all these things, when I went for the interview, I asked the man. He's from Calabar, I think so. He brought his son. He said that his son is learning the work because he will go for his pension. I said, is this what? How many years will you stay in this road? He said, my sister, this is that's what they call that this road they will stay in on it for 3 years. I say, this road is it going reaching Okigwe for 3 years? Said this sister, that is what it means for government to allocate road and this and that. I say, why are you people doing all these things? You people are clean people. One, that this type of road cannot be found being done in any way in overseas. Giving people poison. Every morning, you people are tripping concrete, and the houses are very close there. There is not even, you people cannot even just use water to kill the dust. Giving people dust, killing people, not health. You people are not taking care of health. You people are giving people poison every day, and still on that work, you people are stealing all the materials and resending it again. This is your budget. Tell me, sister, that he has been in this work. He's going for inflation. That is the government for you. That is that budget they make for you. That is how.
That's their standard procedure in this part of the world, and that is the corruption in the system.
Then this is what up to today, when I asked them about the road, my people, there is a lot. Other day, I saw somebody, one of our brother there, did his own thing, asking Soludo, show that road, Oyoga and the so how it, and you this you destroy people's house, taking many things. If you see how what he did in our own side, I don't. He break our gates, throw out things without paying even further until now. But that is not my problem. Had it been that the road was done as it's supposed to do, that it is development. I am living in Italy. Italian cannot break any road, remove one house for building a new road. Come now that the metro is talk of the town. The metro will go 20 feet on the ground and come out, the house will be where the house is, because they will not refund you for the house.
Okay, Augustina, I think at this point we have to. I
What you are saying
put
about
a lot of things that will be talked about, but I know other people because we are wrapping up.
yeah, no problem, no problem. Soludo is a mess, please.
Okay, that is in your own opinion. I think virtually everybody not here Kuchago Oku. Ndubisi I conclude this so that we'll call it a night. I believe that everything is set and good for us to have robustful um, live engagement. Okay, a lot of people. I'll start making that announcement. If you have been watching and you are no longer getting notification on our platform, please try to subscribe again and click on the bell for notification so that you'll be getting notification whenever, and we will continue to make this live very, very constant so that every day we are here to talk about what happened that day and also give the people the kind of voice they deserve. Thank you very much, Augustina. And at this point, I'll be bringing in Ndubisi for you to give us your wrap up, your closing remark. You can summarize whatever you said earlier in just 3 minutes so that the people will be able to get your own voice and opinion. NDBC, if you are there.
All right, thank you, Chinedu. I'm here. Let me use the opportunity to still remind us on why we're having this discussion is to consider what Soludo said during Asaba summit when he mentioned that Nigeria macroeconomy has stabilized and on the rise. And when he said that he has not borrowed a dime, meaning that borrowing is not necessary. I heard when my sister Gosla said, did P2B borrow? I want to say that P2B is not a yes stick for Soludo not to borrow, or it shouldn't be a reference point. And people should not be seeing it as not borrowing as a good economic policy. No borrowing is not good economic policy. Borrowing is a good economic policy, especially when economy is still developing, is still not fully optimized. Even advanced economies or developed economies borrow as much as possible. Like Henry said, consider what Japan as a country has borrowed. Consider what the United States of America has borrowed. Lagos State today, people are rushing to Lagos, everybody. Though when you want to argue, some people will say that Lagos used to be the former capital city of Nigeria. But from 1999 to today, Lagos has advanced a lot. Go and look at their borrowing level. So no borrowing is not a good economic policy. As far as I'm concerned, when a governor is saying that he has not borrowed it, that it means that the governor has no idea and has no plan to better the loss of the people. And let me also say, since I have 3 minutes, that road construction is not development itself. Road construction is an enabler. It's just an enabler that will facilitate development. What I see as development is when you have educated person, myself is a village person, village economics. To start with, there is a need for rural and urban planning. There is a need for that because in the old First Republic, 1960 to 63, or 1957 to 63, before Nigeria became republic, from 1963 to now, before the first military coup, there was a plan. That is why Enugu is well planned. That is why Omahia is well planned. That is why Owerri is well planned. Anambra Oka is a glorified village. Let everybody hear me. Oka here is a glorified village. I want to say it again. So you can't develop without plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You can't give water, pipe-borne water, public pipe-borne water without planning. The Soludo first tenor, my friend there was MD, Water Corporation. You can see the mess they did there. They just did political public pipe-borne water. If you see the thing is laughable, my dear, it's most laughable. The kind of water project they did in Oka and Anambra. Some places you come, you will see solution water. Solution water, go and shake it today to confirm whether the water is running. So what I'm saying is that in economic development, you have to plan. It's just like, let me situate Anambra here or Southeast as an animal farm. In the animal farm, you have, for instance, cattle ranch. You know the number of cow you have. It's only when you know the number of cow you have that you know how to allocate the resources in terms of feeding, in terms of medical, in terms of ịgbago ndị na milk, ndị na-produce milk. If you have that information, you can now plan ahead. This is animal farm like a zoo. There's a plan in the zoo. But now you look at a state like Anambra State, ịmana ọnwụ na gọvanọ na-eche maka the welfare of the people. Gọvanọ amangana arala ụla. There is no way Governor Yesija London now will then celebrating when I graduate. He will not do that because he will know that majority of the people are indifferent of the existence of government. If you move to the street and ask them about government, they will say, do we know about them? There is a disconnect between those people in government and the people in the street. So when you are talking about economy, price stability, exchange rate stability, full employment, what I want any reasonable, or maybe let me not use words that not allowable here because these governors are reasonable quite well. But what I'm saying is that the starting point is for you to plan. There's first go to rural and urban planning. I mean, you borrow 100 billion naira, 100 billion naira for you to have right plan for cities, urban and rural planning. So that people join loan and that office will be well funded. Like federal government, where Obasanjo and government, Baba scouted for best head and he hired them. I used to make reference to that. I say Baba scouted for Dora, for OBA Zekwesili, for Professor Soludo, for Erufai, for EFCC. These guys are stars. He empowered them and gave them enough power. Like Erufai, somebody like Erufai, the people he hired, he was able to get approval from Obasanjo to pay them competitive salaries. Is there any such thing in Anambra State or in any of the South Eastern Zone regions where agencies are allowed to hire to go to the labor market and hire best brain there? Because see, already hire people on a housing corporation or people on an urban development, in a cover 100,000 or 200,000 self. Or in a 200,000 under the Tinubu administration is nonsense. As far as I'm concerned, minimum wage should be not anything less than 300,000 with other bonuses like housing allowance, transport allowance, medical allowance, and others attached to that 300,000 naira. These governors, including Soludo, if Soludo, of course, Soludo will watch this video, Soludo will know that I'm telling him the truth. And even in his innermost circle, Soludo is still wondering how the civil servants are surviving. How are they surviving with this kind of salary? With this slave-like salary? How are they surviving? So what I expect Soludo to do from day one, begin to, is already late because he has wasted the last 4 years. Rural and the urban planning, and meticulously follow that plan because that plan will attract employment, will attract revenue to government, will attract smart schools and smart city and Dubai Taiwan. But since there is no plan in the last 4 years, I don't expect anything from Soludo in the next. It's just cut and joint. Build dual road here, build
My brother,
airport here.
well
It's not.
said.
It's not. I don't expect anything.
Andy, well said. Well said.
And Eri no na-azụ na-akụ aka. Well said, well said. I know you will agree with that. But honestly speaking, young Wiki added to this. I was having a conversation.
Sorry, Chinedu, before I add, enwere nchefu ikwu. Mgbe anyị nọ na background na-ede seminar presentation, Soludo nwere research institute. How many of those students is he using in government to do research? I've not seen his economic think tank team, like researchers, this man train over the years. These are the people that should plan Oka City. Give us the planned Oka City. So, Embango for when you don't see the he's playing politics with everything, like my brother no US said, praise singers and the politicians. These are the people recognized under this administration. Thank you.
All right, in the bit, we'll just stay there. Don't
So
go yet. Going at you,
let me.
okay. Ake
All right.
Uchenwa, Ake Uchenwa, Naganiru.
So thank you, Ndubisi. But the fundamental problem we have is that our people are not educated enough or informed enough to ask serious questions, to hold truth to the power, to tell them in their face. Because the reason why I'm tired of people using America as an example, they borrow money, use Taiwan as an example, they borrow money. We are talking about how about other African countries? Forget about the West. Let's talk about other African countries. Other African countries, why are they moving up and we're going backwards?
Terrible.
Because
Very
governance
terrible.
is continuing. Governance is continuing. You have, I will tell you, in my neighborhood, when I moved into my neighborhood 10 years ago, it's not the amount of people that live there now, lived. And the road, the first plot I wanted to take, they told me, no, don't take it because the person told me, don't take it because in 2032, that was 10 years ago, in 2032, there will be a highway passing through the house. Because all these plans are ready there. So, because governance is continuing, because I'm a Republican or Democrat, or because I'm a PDP or APC, does not matter, does not have anything to do with anything. You have a plan, and that plan is approved. We put it, next person come, he continue with their plan. It doesn't matter the party where he belong. But because your leaders don't give a damn about your people, all they care about is how much can I take? When I take it for the rest of my life, even they take more than beyond for the rest of their life. So I wrote an expose to Soludo media team. They started going after me because I said, your daughter is graduating. Congratulations. There's nothing wrong with that. And a typical average Anambranian be the same happy for their own children graduating. What have you done? You went to the West where things are working. Tell me what British people have as a resources. They don't have anything. But why would Britain be better than Nigeria? And Anambra, you as an educated individual, professor, you're telling me that microeconomy is working. Then I question your level of understanding of economics. You call yourself a renowned world economics individual, but what you just said in Asaba was wrong, because I don't see that trickle microeconomy working in Anambra at all, at all. How many people have you given grants to start businesses? How many young people have you alleviated from poverty to become riches? It happens every day in the West. So when you say compare America, they borrow money, compare Taiwan, they borrow money, it's not about borrowing money. It's about leaders that have vision. The leaders in Nigeria, including Professor Charles Soludo, he doesn't have a vision. All he have is, how many can I take? How many can I get? Once I get my money, that's it. There is no vision.
All right.
So that is my point. They need to start planning and have continuing governance.
I think what you said is true. And I believe in that conference, a lot of people who knows the truth are also there. because we saw Konji Iweala, we saw Professor Lumumba, and the rest of them. All right, but we are not here to be politically correct. We are going to wrap it up. I think it's far spent, but let me just say this one as my own opinion in summary. Addressing Soludo microfinance in Nigeria today, nobody that is able to, okay, if you are able to save 500,000 naira every month in Nigeria today, as it is, if you are able to save 500,000 naira at the end of the month, maybe after your expenses, so you have 500,000 naira to save. If you do that for 12 months in Nigeria for a whole year, that money you saved cannot get you something substantial. Now, what if you get emepta? You cannot use it to buy a car. You can, or even Tokumbo car, Belgium, the one they call direct, but you cannot buy it with 6 million. You cannot buy a land. Much more, even constructing a foundation. Adekuzoku to build a house. As it is in Nigeria today, no civil servant can achieve anything in Nigeria today without stealing or finding another route. And you're saying that the economic, macroeconomic of Nigeria is has improved. How? I thank God we had village economists who have dissected it and give it to us the way it should be. I believe that subsequent people who are going to watch this video will get this information, and I hope for those of you who joined us in this live, thank you so much. It is already too late, but you stayed put. From Ndubisi to main partner here, Dr. Raf, thank you very much for showing up. Henry, thank you very much. Nkiru, your voice is ever here. And Augustina, thank you so much for your contributions. The village economists in their economic language. Ndubisi, Chikozia, Kaimalozia, Kai. So just in 1 minute so that we call it a night.
Actually, thank you, and to our viewers all over the world, we have come to stay. We are not here to serve our personal interest, but this platform is for public interest, it's for you. It has always been my belief that ụmụnna nwezuo akụ ọta agbụrụ ofu onye sọsọ ofu onye na-ekiri village ọgwụ ego na fire to fire ịghọtago miracle center reduced and ndị na-emekwana ka onye ọbụla nwezuo ego gọọmenti, and that is why I was just excited and too happy, and we spent our resources promoting the person of Soludo, because we know that an economist, professor, first class professor of economics, will understand how to run a state, But a lot of us, myself included, we've been disappointed with the way he's going about running a state like Anambra State, a state that has a lot of money in both human and material resources. Anambra State, Amaram State, Anambra State, but all just good public policies got draw those people to use their wealth of experience and the resources to develop the state. But because, like Okoji Wara said, that Soludo maybe my character issue, and I'll be a good manager of human resources. So the beauty of democracy is after 3 years or so, it goes. And the people, now people only follow in a good governance, got so Ludo could be impeached. It could be removed by just his body language, a move where. So the reason why they're enjoying themselves today is because we have educated illiterates and we have praise singers everywhere. Even in the village, I go out, I marry her. because iru na village kwuo certain oyibo a na-asụ ha si ije nọla na ịgụrụ akwụkwọ ịgụrụ uche ndị nọ na village ka anyị nwee uche ịghọtago mana ndị a na-ege ntị bụ ndị a sị na ha bụ dọkịta ma ndị bụ prọfesọ ma ndị bụ this one ọ ndị a na-enwe respect na ha maara ihe ha na ha na-emetụta arụ wit ndị ọcha na-emetụta arụ wit na ha ga-eje na conference platform wee microphone kwuo okwu ya akụ aka so ezigbo oyibo tọrọ ụtọ na ntị so ọ dị ndị afọ ka ndị mmadụ na-efolo but this platform like Chinedu said we are not politically correct. We'll say it the way it is. And we are here to serve the interests of our people. So our people, just know that we are there for you. We can't give up. Even if it means only 5 of us are standing, we'll stand till we'll die. Posterity will remember us.
For
yes,
sure. For sure.
Posterity will remember us. Our children will set that record so that whenever somebody see our children or say, the guy stood for truth till he died. The same thing with Chinedu and the same thing with Henry, who is our PRO, who has been terrorizing them in so many elitist platforms because we have knowledge, we have it, and we have money, we have knowledge. Information is power. Thank you and good night, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Just be there for us and be there for the people. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. At the closing of the program, we just admitted the person. They should bear with us. We are going to have you all back again, maybe next time. I get our life. And the person Batakwa with the mic on. Can you put off your mic, please? All right. I think the person came in quite late. We are already wrapping up for today. We hope that you will join us. Tomorrow, I get our program for GGM, our agricultural estate and all that. So we will encourage you to join on that program and be part of it. So on this note, I'm signing out and saying, may God bless you all. Stay safe at all time and remain blessed for the rest of the week and the month and the year ahead of us. So on this note, we are signing out and saying goodbye for now.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. Good night, everybody.